en el uso de estos dos tipos gramaticales.
Okay, as you can tell, guys, we are going to be starting our first unit today. Everyone has access to the portal now, and we're going to be using the portal, some resources, and we're going to be practicing together. I'm going to start off most of our classes with a preview video like this one. I will send the preview video before class so you can get familiarized with the topic we're going to be practicing. Remember, guys, that everything that we're reviewing in class, you would have seen it in your calendar. And as noted in our previous session, this unit, we're going to be tackling the contrast between present perfect and past simple. We're going to be looking at adverbs that go along with these two time expressions. And we're going to be looking at phrases that use these adverbs. We're going to break down the content into two sessions. So today, the 30th, I'm going to be looking at the contrast. And then next week, I'll wrap up this unit by going deeper into the contrast as well as the adverbs. Our sessions are done via Zoom, so it's important that you understand how to use Zoom. In our classes, we will have a fairly basic structure where we will start off with a quick review, some homework checks. Then I will introduce our new concept. We will practice together. We will be looking at reading, speaking, listening, and if possible, some writing activities, whether it's fill in the blanks or some multiple choice questions where you will be able to see the structure of different sentences. You are encouraged to participate in every session, as you saw in your welcome mail. Participation in class is very important. If for some reason you are not able to attend your session, after each session, I will share notes. If you are unable to attend your session, remember there are 3 other sessions that will have the same content that you can attend. If you miss the whole session, go back and review the recording of the session and add your name to the comments. Remember, in every class for attendance, it's your full name and groups in the chat. I'll add an example in our chat again today so that you can start adding your names. But remember, for every class, we will start off by adding full name and groups to the chat. All right, if you have not done so, if you cannot hear me clearly, do let me know. But let's begin. I'll also double check my microphone at the beginning of each session. And in this particular session, I'm just going to go ahead and double check if my volume is high enough and turn my volume up. All right. Thank you guys for starting to add your names. Remember, everyone, full name and groups in the chat. If you know someone who did not attend last week's welcome session, remind them to go back and watch the video and add their names to the comment section of the notes. Now, If for whatever reason you're not able to connect to Classroom, the alternative is to log onto our YouTube site, and you should be able to find my video of the session, and you can add your comments there. All right. The goal is to make sure everyone has access to all the content, and you have multiple ways of showing your progress. Now, since we did not have a session last week with homework, I'll use those first 5 to 10 minutes of our class to talk about how to use the tools that we will be focusing on in terms of our sessions. Now, hopefully, everyone has access to their portal, or they have at least checked. I'm going to log out of my portal. My access is a little bit different from yours, but most things are true. Your goal is to access the portal. I've left you a link here, and this link will take you to a login page. You will use your information and log in. It will take you to a landing page. Now, that landing page might be the home page with all of the courses. Remember, you are here, the School of Odontology, or the dentistry school. You have a home page. You have this page, and you also have a course page. They're not very different. Your feed and your courses are very similar. You completed the placement test, from which we were able to assign you the B1 course. The B1 course is for a whole year. So this semester, we will do English 5. And from January to May, we will do English 6. Make sure you are seeing these things in your portal. Your only assignment last week was to log in and make sure your account is up to date with a recent picture of yourself and double checking that your information is up to date. In Zoom, you are able to do a few things. You are able to raise your hand. You are able to chat. The goal is to provide you a space where you can be actively participating in class. If you don't understand, you can raise your hand. Raising your hand looks like this. Now, of course, visually, most of you have your cameras off. That's fine. Maybe you have issues with your internet. However, if you want to speak, this is the best way of participating, raising your hand. Once you've participated, you can lower your hand. You can also use the chat. Thank you all. I see most of you have added your full names and groups to the chat. If you have not done so, do remember At the beginning of every class, upon entering, the first thing we do is add our names and groups to the chat. Awesome, guys. Welcome again. Let's begin. In today's session, as you could have noticed, we are going to be using the past simple and the present perfect. These two forms help us to distinguish experiences over time. I generally use a site to go along with what you have on your portal. And I will do that this year again. I will try to share new resources every day, and then from there, you should be able to practice a little bit every day and stay on track. Remember, your goal is to practice, complete your activity on the portal, and submit your work in a timely manner. Our first unit is from English 5, Unit 1, Past and Current Events. In the Past and Current Events section, you'll notice we have this first unit's block. I'll focus on block 1 today. The contrast between present perfect and past simple. For our class, I'll be using some tools. I'll be using this tool, which is a free site that you can sign up for. You don't have to. I'll send you the link. I'll also be using this tool, so you can look at different examples and practice along. I'll also use this tool. You can look at the examples here, and there are exercises on this site. You will also notice more related activities on the right in this tool. You'll also notice more activities from this tool on the left. And of course, this is a blog, so you just need to scroll down to go through the activities here as we practice past simple and present perfect. Generally, the foundation for you to be able to use past simple and present perfect is past simple and verbs. How do you conjugate verbs? Now, in general, English verbs are conjugated with the ed ending when they're in their past simple form. In present perfect, as we use the participle form, you'll also notice a lot of the ed endings. For the irregular ones, you can take advantage of this tool. I'll add additional tools throughout our practice so that you can follow along. Let's begin. I'll use this tool so that we can practice when and how we use the present perfect and past simple. As you heard in the preview video, there are some key differences between the present perfect and the past simple. This particular tool you can go through in Spanish. For our classes, we're going to go through it in English. The past simple is used for actions or events that ended in the past, including the recent past. The present perfect is used for actions or events that are related to the present, even though they might have started in the past. Let's get some examples. I'll start off by calling on people I'm seeing in the chat. So let's start off with Adriana. Can you read for us the two examples of the past simple?
Um, did you eat breakfast this morning?
Good.
I had 3 exams this week.
Excellent. And Valeria Guadalupe, that's Martinez Velasquez. Can you read for us the two examples of the present perfect?
Yes. Have you eaten breakfast yet this morning?
Good, continue.
I have had 3 exams already this week.
Great. Let's look a little bit deeper at the past simple. With the past simple, you have a time that was marked in the past with a completion of an event. So remember, we use the present perfect for actions at an unspecified time, but we do link very specific times to the past simple. We can use lots of different words to show the exact time for the past simple. Alexis, let's look at, sorry, I think you switched out your name. Yeah, Alexis, let's go to the two examples of the past simple with time expressions. Read for me.
I went to Cuba last year. They saw a movie yesterday.
Great. Notice that these actions have a specific point where they were completed. With the present perfect, however, our goal is to identify an experience. Therefore, the time is included only as a reference because the actions are not necessarily completed at a specific point. Remember, the important thing is it is connected to our present from that past event. Miranda, help us with the examples for present perfect.
Sí. I have been to Cuba in the last year.
Continue.
They have seen a movie.
Perfect. Now, with the present perfect, do not use the time expressions associated with the past simple. Why? Because these expressions are not only in the past. The present perfect can be connected to the present. Notice here, I have been to Cuba in the last year, in the last 365 days. In this year, for example, we have more days. So it's very possible that this person, if they go to Cuba a lot, they could go again. The expression last year is used both in the past simple as well as in the present perfect because you could be marking the different times. But notice in the second example, we added in to show that the present year is being considered. We're identifying that period of time and not a specific closed time. Now, if we don't use the in, it means this event was finished in 2024. Not like in this example where we're talking about 2025. All right. Now, let's look at some more examples. Notice, with the present perfect, we're talking about actions that started in the past and they affect our present. They are generally recent actions, while the past simple focuses on actions that are finished in the past. We generally will be seeing a lot of our verbs in their ed ending forms. However, for past simple sentences, that's all we'll do. The subject plus your verb in its past form and whatever complement and time expression. However, the present perfect uses have or has and the past participle form. Now, this might be an ed ending, but it also could be irregular forms, which we'll look at together. Past simple refers to a definite time, while the present perfect could be varied and more focuses on the experience over a period of time connected to your present. The past simple will indicate finished actions, while the present perfect will talk about the experience or the result of something from that past. All right, let's keep on getting some practice in, and let me go with Yetz Sarali, Miss Estrella. Mejia Montiel, help us with the examples here with past simple.
We arrived in Japan from 19,
Mhm.
uh,
1995.
1995 to 1998.
Good. Continue.
I saw the Eiffel Tower in 2007.
2007 or 2007. I'll accept. But the general way of saying numbers before 2010 is 2010. I'll add I think I have something I can share with you guys for numbers as well. All right, last one, 2007. One more time.
2007.
7.
Okay.
2007. One more time.
2007.
2007. All right, last example.
First, he read the book and then he watches the movie.
Good. Victor, help us with, that's Victor Axel Morales Montalvo, help us with the examples for present perfect.
I have worked as teacher since 2011.
Mhm.
I have seen the Eiffel Tower.
Good.
She has already watched this movie 3 times.
Good. We will look at more of these expressions like since, just, for, as we look at adverbial phrases next week. But I just wanted to make sure that you get a nice quick feel for it. I'll share this with you so you can continue going through it. And let me go ahead and add some resources for time. I think it's the date and it's Woodward English. This is a good tool. How to say dates. All right. We generally will say the year first and then the numbers. However, there are some years where, because it's extended, we might want to say the whole thing together. And if you open that link that you saw in the body there, it will take you to something that looks like this. All right. So I'll share this one with you. All right. Both links are useful. Good. Let's continue. When it comes to the form or the structure of these sentences, remember, the one that's more complicated here is the present perfect, because you're using have plus your participle form. So in the affirmative form, remember your subject line, have will go with I, you, we, and they, while he, she, and it will use the S ending has. And then we'll add our participle form, whether it's regular or irregular of our verbs. Now, of course, we can write that in its short form. He's, we've, or we can write it in its long form. But remember, present perfect is used for past recent events, past experiences that are connected to our present, and unfinished situations from the past still continuing to our present. Let's look at some more examples, and let me continue. All right, so we got Victor. Let's go with Karina. Karina Moreno Torres. Let's look at some more examples for present perfect as we talk specifically about when the time is not mentioned. Read for us. Karina?
Yes, I have broken my arm. I have passed the exam and she's found a job.
Good. Now, there are times when we will need to use these types of adverbs just to help us emphasize that these are pretty recent or unfinished. Let's look at some more examples. Daniela Munoz, help us here.
Tony has just called.
Good.
I already finished my homework.
Continue.
Have you finished your homework yet? I haven't finished my homework yet.
Good. Notice that when we're asking questions, we shift the location of our verb to have. Just like when we ask questions with the present simple, we will start the sentence either with our question word or our auxiliary verb or helping verb, and have will play that role. So have will start your sentence instead of your subject. Yet, just, and already are some of the words that we'll look at in our next class. Let's continue now with some exercises. Let me see if I think there's someone in the waiting room. Let's see who's in the waiting room. All right, there you go. All right, guys, so let's jump back to our first activity, and I'm going to open up the exercises here. And let's see if we can get everyone an opportunity to practice in class today. All right, I'll continue with the folks that have not been able to speak yet. Great. All right, so I'll scroll all the way back up to the top because I think some new people also are in. Let's go with Alessandra Camargo Hernandez. All right, let's start here. Remember, we are either using our past simple or present perfect. in this specific activity, I just want you to transform your verb into its right form to complete this sentence. For example, if you see in brackets go, that's your verb. Look at your sentence, look at the context clues, and then modify the sentence with the correct form of that verb. In this case, we went to the movies last night. Last night tells me it's a past simple event. Alessandra, see.
Sería we Tom saw or not.
All right. We know it's Tom, and we know see is our verb. The past simple form of see is saw. However, our context here is 3 times already. This time expression tells us 1 time in the past, 2 time in the past, 3 times in the past, and Tom is still alive. It's possible this will happen again. This is an expression of experience. So we will use Tom plus have and see in its participle form. Now, remember, you have lots and lots of verbs, and these verbs are not always in their simple form. So, if you notice a verb that's not its simple form, make sure to transform it into its participle form when using the present perfect. You will need to use have plus your participle form for your verbs in the present perfect. Have plus your participle form for your sentences in present perfect. Let's try that again, Alessandra. Tom has, because it's a he, seen that movie 3 times already. Repeat.
Tom has seen that movie 3 times already.
Good. All right, let's go to Aleida Ayala Serrano, number 2.
I have read yesterday newspaper, but I not reading today's.
All right, very close, just in the other way. Yesterday is past simple. I read yesterday's newspaper. Today tells me the time is not complete. I have not read today's. Repeat. I read yesterday's newspaper, but I have not read today's.
I have read yesterday newspaper,
Pause. I
but
read yesterday's newspaper, past simple, but I have not read today's, present perfect. Repeat.
I read yesterday newspaper, but I not have read
I have not read today's.
today's.
Good. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get some more participants. Blanca Arelli, number 3.
Yes, teacher. The students sí sería pasado, ¿cierto?
Yes, last month. Good.
The students had 8 exams last month.
Perfect. Notice this is just last month. If it had in, it would be present perfect. Good job. Let's go with nice. That's Temantini, Tonatio, Caballero Salazar, number 4.
Yes, teacher. The students had 8 exams this month.
All right. This month, not last month. All right. When we have things that are connected to our present, we use the present perfect. This month, not last month. So this is the students have had 8 exams this month. Repeat. Again, Caballero. Caballero Salazar.
The students have had 8 exams this month.
Good. All right, let's continue with Jessica Aime,
Sí.
number 5.
The students had 8 exams in the last month.
All right. In the last month is talking about a period of time, just like with number 4. So this one will also have had. The students have had 8 exams in the last month, in the last 30 days. Okay? All right, let me go a little bit faster so we can get more people involved. Let's go with Carlos Francisco, number 6.
Yes. They have practiced for the concert for over 3 hours now.
They have practiced for the concert for over 3 hours now, and they're probably still practicing. All right, let's go with Sebastian Cortez, number 7. It's a question.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a professional football game?
I have. I love football. All right, let's get some more practicing. Let me go to exercise number 2. And whenever you do exercise from this site, you can save your progress, create a free profile. Let's do the second block. And I'll continue with, I'm gonna say Danae because I see an E at your end of your first name. So let's go with Danae Guzman. Same idea, guys. We're completing phrases. Make sure we're using the correct form of our verb in bracket. Danae, number 1. Are you here with us, Miss Guzman? Is your internet working?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
How long have you worked here?
All right. Exactly. Because this must have started in the past and it's still continuing. All right, so have you, I'll put it in the second slot, worked here. All right, Angel Hernandez. So that's Dara Isua. Let's go with number 2. Yes, we can hear you. The children. Okay, your volumes. The children. All right, your volume is pretty low, so let's help you out. The children have grown. Another irregular verb.
A lot of time. A lot of time. Mm, mm, I don't know.
Since the last time I saw them, that's fine. If you don't know, say you don't know. Good. All right. Last time I saw them. So this event is completed in the past. However, this is the result. So the person is expressing that. All right. Darian Hernandez, number 3.
We have never seen snow.
Good. And for those who have never seen snow, just plan. I think this year is going to be a rather snowy winter. You probably will be able to see it in Mexico City, in Ajusco, in Nevada, Toluca, in the state of Mexico. Plan a nice trip, or you can always go next door to the US. All right, let's go with Donna Valeria Paredes, number 4.
What did you have for breakfast this morning? I had a coffee and croissant.
All right, I had, make sure that D is very clear. I had a coffee and a croissant. Sounds delicious. Let's continue with Montserrat Estefania Duran Vega. Let me go a little bit faster so we can get everyone involved. Estefania.
Yes, teacher. It's going to be, have you seen professionally for long?
All right, have you. Now, sing is also irregular. All right, so sing goes to sang and then sung. Right, so have you sung professionally for very long? All right, let's continue with Esmeralda Martinez Cristomo, number 6. Crisostomo, sorry.
Yes, teacher. Sería, have you ever
Ah,
nice?
it's a trick one. So, notice that sometimes in Spanish we use what we call double negatives. Now, in English, generally that's not a thing, but some sentences will look like this. Have you never ever? All right, so this is a hyper emphasized phrase. All right, your verb is in its participle form here. All right, but you can't ask a question like, in all of your life, have you never ever eaten snails? All right, so that's one way of asking very surprised type questions. All right, let's continue with Maida Lizania, number 7.
Last year, she's had worked a lot.
All right, the trick here is at the beginning. Last year, tell me it's past simple. Last year, she worked a lot. This year, she has worked a lot. Notice the difference? Last year, finish. This year, present. Use the present perfect for the present and the past simple for finished activities. All right? Let's continue. I think we still have some time, so let's add some more questions and we'll keep on practicing. That was Esmeralda. Let's go to Mayra Lezania. Mayra, let's continue here. Which one should we use, Mayra? Number 1.
Have you finished painting the bedroom yet? Not yet. It'll finish in tomorrow.
Good. All right. So you've caught the difference. Good. Let's go with Ariadne Monse Fernandez Torres. This one is a 2-part. Part 1. Fernandez Torres, are you there with us? All right, I see something in the chat. All right, go ahead and write the answer there, Fernandez Torres, in the chat if your microphone is not working. All right, so first part. And second part. All right, Fernandez says, yeah, maybe your microphone is giving you some trouble. That's okay. Just double check next time. All right, so yes, of course. First part, key phrase there, last year. All right, for last year, would use the past simple. Good. And for the second part, we would be using the present perfect since it goes for this year. I didn't earn much last year, but I've earned a lot this year. Let's continue with Gabriel Hernandez.
Yes. Have you had a holiday recently?
Perfect. Let's continue with Hugo Alberto.
Yes, teacher. We have arrived last week.
All right, the trick here is last week. That's past simple. And therefore, on this side, 4 or 5 days would use the present perfect. Let me go a little quicker. Shanti, let's grab this one, number 5.
Yes, Bernes is very important in this company. He has work here from three, I, I don't olvido.
No worries. For 30 years.
30 years.
All right, good. Let me keep going. All right, let's get Nathalie, Miss Jimenez Tercero. Jump in.
He loves gardening. He has been a gardening all his life.
Yes, he has been a gardener all his life. Juan Jose.
Have you seen anything like this before?
I've never seen anything like this before. Never, ever. Let's go to Judith Naomi.
This is the most delicious dish I have ever eaten.
Perfect. All right, let's keep going. Kelly Fernanda, number 9.
I've never seen him happen like this before.
I've never seen him like this before. He's really, really angry. Maria Jose Cuyin. Number 10.
My mother grew up in Scotland.
Yes, she did. All right, very simple, completed activity. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, we got participation from Val, from Maria, Adriana, Alexis, Victor, Karina, Daniela, Santiago. All right, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier. Let me go to another one. Let me go to number 4. Let's see if this is multiple choice. All right, just choose and fill in. All right, so we have words. Okay, no, you haven't done that yet. Let me go back. All right, so here is our phrase. Santiago.
Yeah. Okay. We we've been together since we were teenagers.
We have been together since we were teenagers. All right, let's keep it going. Eduardo. That's Mr. Pantoja Mota. All right, Eduardo, are you there with us?
Science records be been
Began. Irregular, simple. Began in 1880.
in 1818. The global temperature rised.
Has risen. From then to today, connected to your present. Has risen.
Oh,
All right.
recent. Mm, 0 found 85
85. Uh-huh.
degrees Celsius.
Good. All right, let's keep going. Regina, number 3.
Bennett is my best friend. I have met him at school and we have been friends for 50 years.
All right. Yes, Bent is my best friend. The first part, I met him in the past. But good job in the second piece. We have been friends for 50 years. All right, let's keep going with Miss Teresita. Number 4.
He have been
Mm-hmm.
so activity and sporty at university. But after the accident he have been the same.
All right, very close. We are assuming that these are two actions. So he was, pause, accident happened. He, all right, this is one way we could say it. All right, we have Val, we have Jimena, and we have Zuriel, but it is 9 a.m., so we have to stop. Later today, guys, I will open the first forum. Your first bit of activity, if you haven't done so yet, is to start block 1. Remember, each block has a presentation, has content. Make sure you do the activities, try to master them, save your screenshots, complete your writing and your speaking activity, save them or save your evidence in an online folder. and do the self-assessment. I'll see you the same time, same place next week. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Teacher.
Hasta
Thank
luego.
you, teacher. Goodbye.
See
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
See you,
See you,
teacher.
teacher.
Have a nice day.
See you,
You
teacher.
too. All right, I see Kelly's hand up. Yes, Kelly?
Disculpe, es que tenía una duda. Bueno, yo había entendido que teníamos que realizar las actividades del foro que aparecen ahí en la plataforma,
That's correct.
pero con respecto a las actividades que acabamos de checar, esas también las tenemos que subir a nuestro archivo de Classroom.
If you complete activities and you want to save evidence of any activity, the best place to save it is inside your folder. I will tell you if the activity has points or not. In this case, what we're doing today is practicing, so it's easier for you to do the activities on the portal. All right, so yes, if you want to, you can definitely save it in your folder. Is it a graded activity? Only in class. This is part of the participation in class.
Ok, gracias, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Juan.
Maestro, es más o menos la misma duda. Solo quería saber si teníamos que hacer todo lo de la unidad 1 o también unidad 2.
We're starting just with Unit 1.
¿Y esa la hacemos en el portafolio de evidencias?
That's correct. All right, so everything you do, grab it, screenshots, write it, save it in a Word doc, load it in your folder, record your voice for your speaking activity, and put it there.
Ok. Vale, gracias.
You're welcome. See you next week.